what I'm going to do now? We got an extra microphone here, and I hate to see a microphone go to waste, a good microphone go to waste. So, anybody who wants to play, come on out here and grab this microphone.
Somebody.
Look who came out of the magic doorway, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Sue Cunningham. Great-granddaddy, he made this fiddle. He carved it out of a maple tree. He strung it up with some old cat gut, and then he sent it on down the line to me. He carved his bow from a chestnut rail, and he haired it up with a stallion tail. It had a rattlesnake rattling around, and this old hillbilly hand-me-down. It's an old hillbilly hand-me-down. Ain't nothing like that old-time sound. Made many a square dance go around. It's an old hillbilly hand-me-down. Hey! To the middle and do-si-do. Tap your foot to the rocking of the bow, and the elbow sawing up and down on an old hillbilly hand-me-down. It's an old hillbilly hand-me-down. Ain't nothing like that old-time sound. Make many a square dance go round. It's an old hillbilly hand-me-down. Is an old heirloom. It's been in the family since the crack of doom. I was lost until I found this old hillbilly hand-me-down. It's an old hillbilly hand-me-down. Ain't nothing like that old-time sound. Made many a square dance go around. It's an old hillbilly hand-me-down. It's an old hillbilly hand-me-down. Ain't nothing like that old-time sound. Made many a square dance go around. It's an old hillbilly hand-me-down. That's Sue Cunningham.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sue, let us play a beautiful song that I wrote with your sweetheart. Old Frank Serio. Y'all see him running around here. He's always got a camera around his neck. This is it's about a girl by the name of Ada Lee. And did I see in the program, wasn't there a girl named Ada Lee performing here this week? Yeah? Ada Lee Cotton. Well, I wish I could play this for her. what it was. It ain't no more. It's just a shadow of the place it was before. There's blackbirds, lonesome blackbirds, on our front porch swing, and in our backyard there ain't a flower to be seen. I see faces that I don't recognize, and I hear voices behind those empty eyes. I could blame it on the years and the tears I'm looking through. Oh, but maybe it's just that I don't see you. Adelaide, you said if you love somebody, you set them free. But I still believe that we gave up too easily. But that's just me, Adelaide. The last I heard, you were up in Roanoke. The preacher said he got the word through your kinfolk. Said you've been thinking about Savannah. You always did, I know. You'd fit right in there, girl, where all them wild roses grow. Adelaide, you said if you love somebody, you set them free. But I still believe that I gave in too easily. Oh, but that's just me, Adelaide. You a letter, but I don't know where to send it, and I wouldn't know where to begin, and I sure wouldn't know how to end it. And anyway, my old feeble mind most likely couldn't find the words I'm looking for, 'cause you see what it was, it ain't no more. Adelaide, now you said somebody, you set them free. I still believe that I gave up too easily. Oh, but that's just me, Adelaide. Yeah, I know that if you love somebody, you set them free. But I still believe that we gave up too easily. Now that's just me, Adelaide. Thank you, Sue. Thank you. Let's see. Since I got a fiddle player up here, let me do another fiddle too. Now Sophie played the fiddle at the Cafe Bonchons every Saturday night on the Rue de la France. Yeah, her mama waited the table while her papa tended the bar. And if you buy him a drink, he plays some rhythm guitar and say, get up and dance, turn yourself around, let your feet and your troubles slide. We don't care where you come from, tonight we step out on the losing side. Now Sophie met a sailor and fell head over heels. He carried her off to live in Mobile. He worked hard on the shrimp boat, come home tired and sore, and find Sophie and the children all waiting by the door. Holler and get up and dance, Papa, turn yourself around, let your feet and your troubles slide. We don't care where you come from, tonight we step out on the losing side. Now Sophie kept adding to the family tree, and one of her babies is me. Now I play her fiddle with family pride. It comes from my grandma on the Louisiana side. So get up and dance, y'all turn yourself around, let your feet and your troubles slide. We don't care where you come from, tonight we step out on the losing side. We don't care where you come from, tonight we step out on the losing side. Oh, I got a request. I want to honor it. I've been working on a new record, and I tried like hell to have it ready. But by the time this event rolled around, it didn't happen. So it'll be out sometime next week, I think. But it's a bunch of. Some of the songs I've been doing here will be on there. Some of the stuff you've heard before, some you haven't, and I put one song on there that I did not write, and I just love it. I think it's just such a well-written story, and it was a big hit years ago, but it sort of had a novelty production idea behind it. It had snapping fingers, and it had big, like. Manly singing in the choruses and stuff, and I think a lot of people didn't really, I mean, you'll recognize it, you'll remember it, but you don't realize what a wonderfully written song it is until you kind of strip it down, and that's what this is. It's just a real stripped down version of an old Jimmy Dean song. Every morning at the mine you could see Mariah. He stood 6'6" and he weighed 245. Kind of broad at the shoulders and narrow at the hips. And everybody knew you didn't give no lip to Big John. Big John, Big John, Big Bad John. Nobody seemed to know where John called home. He just drifted in the town and he stayed all alone. He didn't say much, kind of quiet and shy, and if you spoke at all, you just said hi to Big John. Now somebody said he came from down in New Orleans, where he got in a fight over this Cajun queen, and a crashing blow from his huge right hand sent some Louisiana feller to the promised land. Big John. Big John. Big John. Big Bad John. And then came that day at the bottom of the mine when the timber cracked and men started crying and miners were praying and hearts beat fast and everybody thought they had breathed their last except John. Through the dust and the smoke of this man-made hell walked a giant of a man all the miners knew well. He grabbed a sagging timber and gave out with a groan, and like a giant oak tree he stood there alone. Big John. Big John. Big John. Big Bad John. And with all of his strength he gave a mighty shove, and a miner yelled out, "Hell, there's a light up above!" And 20 men scrambled from a would-be grave, and now there's only one left down there to save. Big John. So with jacks and timbers they started back down, and then came that rumble way down in the ground, and the smoke and gas belched out of that mine, and everybody knew it was the end of the line for Big John. Big John. Big John. Big Bad John. Opened that worthless pit. They just put a marble stand out in front of it, and these few words are written on that stand: at the bottom of this mine lies a hell of a man, Big John. Big John. Big John. Big Bad John. Big John. Big John, Big Bad John. Thank you. My old Silver Nova, it would not turn over, so I popped it in neutral and pushed it on down to the car doctor on the corner. From under the hood, he said things don't look good, but I think we could save her if you could just leave her tonight, come back in the morning. Mañana, he told me mañana, it rolled off his tongue, so easy to say. But mañana, it don't mean tomorrow, no, mañana just means not today. I called up my buddy, he owed me some money, but he did not sound happy to hear from his old friend. He said he was in a big hurry. Had inside information on this horse that was racing. He said he'd come and call me back in the morning. He'd call me back, don't worry, don't worry. Oh, mañana, he told me mañana, it rolled off his tongue so easy. to say, but mañana, it don't mean tomorrow. Oh, mañana just means not today. Now, darling, I love you, and I've been thinking of you, but sad circumstances beyond my control keep me far from your side and so lonely. But soon as my buddy pays back my money, I'll hop in my Nova and I'll come right over and we'll plan our ceremony. Mañana, I told her mañana, it rolled off my tongue, so easy to say. But mañana, it don't mean tomorrow. Oh, mañana just means not today. Oh, mañana just means not today. Are we done?
Hey, they weren't open. Oh, it's still down, so 1 o'clock.
Well, you know, it was about the time I think I started playing this festival. It's been 12, 13 years ago or something. I met a girl and we started dating, and she kept listening to all my songs and stuff, and one day she came up to me and said, "Verlon, man, I've been listening to all your songs, and you got songs about all kinds of stuff, you know, guitars and bulls and bullshit." And she said, "But I've been listening." She said, "I don't think I've heard anything about me yet. Have I missed one, or have I missed something? Or have you been working on an idea about your sweetheart?" And I said, "Yeah, I have, sweetie." Good answer, but it was a huge lie, you know. So then the pressure was on, you know. And actually, I had been thinking about it, and the problem is when you want to write a song about someone you care about so much, you want it to be perfect. And let's face it, they're never perfect, and you're always going to fail in that regard. So you get worried about it, you know. You don't want to even start the song because you just know it's not going to be good enough, and so you keep putting it off. You know, every time you ought to sit down and be writing this song, but instead you go clean the cat box or something like that. You can find a million things to do to put it off. But so one day I was listening to I'm probably running over my allotted time here. I'll hurry. I'll squeeze it. So I was listening to this radio interview, and they were interviewing this lady opera singer from New York City, and she had married a hog farmer from Indiana. And yeah, that's what got my attention about it too. And they said, "Ma'am, you know, how did you go about catching an old boy like this? I mean, you know, he's so quiet, and he was sitting over there in the corner of the studio not saying a word," and the radio DJ said, "Our listeners at home don't even know your husband is sitting here. He's so quiet." I said, what did you do to make this work?" And she thought for a minute, and she said, "Well, I just chased him till he caught me." And that sounded pretty familiar, so I thought I would use that as jumping off point for this song. She chased me till I caught her, and I'm lucky to be found. You see, Mike and Betty's daughter, she turned my life around. Well, I had pushed away love. It was fading from my world, till I saw it in the shape of Mike and Betty's girl. When I shake her daddy's hand, I can see her in his eyes. He gave her that smooth and easy going. And bless her darling mother, that's where the beauty lies. And my life is a better life just knowing that Mike and Betty raised her with love and honesty. Why, it's almost like they made her as a special gift for me. Somehow somebody watching from somewhere up above said, let's give him the best we have to offer. They said, let's find a perfect angel, a beauty full of love. Let's give him Mike and Betty's daughter. So she chased me till I caught her. Oh, and I'm lucky to be found. You see, Mike and Betty's daughter, she turned my life around. Thank you, God, for sending her down to turn my life around. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you all very much. I hope to see you again next year. Carry on the good stuff. Carry it with you. Thank you, Sue Cunningham.